Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Dr. Nick's Toy Time Machine. I'm glad everybody's enjoyed the prior episodes, and I'm back. I apologize for being a little bit longer to upload the next episode, but I've been having problems with YouTube and Google. It takes forever to upload, a lot of problems. I apologize for that. But I am back, and I've got some really cool things to review, lots of cool topics to talk about, and I'm glad to have everybody here. Now, my first topic today, everybody has at least, some figures that they're not really fond of. A lot of people don't like the Jakks Pacifics. Some people don't like the new Flex Forces, the Rumblers, stuff like that. I'm going to introduce you guys to a line of figures that came out during the Attitude Era. I'm not really sure why they thought this was a good idea, but here we go. This is Badass Billy Gunn. And you're probably asking yourself, why in the world is this figure so big? And I don't remember Billy Gunn ever being that muscular. And his face does not look like that. Well, basically, these were meant to be oversized figures. I don't really know what the point of it was. These came out in about '99, and this little button on the back, you'd fill these with water, and they were called Maximum Sweat. You'd fill them with water, and you would press this button, and they would perspire. That's kind of gross. I mean, it's disgusting. I don't know why anybody thought that was a good idea in the marketing department. Here is a Stone Cold Steve Austin. That does not look like Stone Cold whatsoever. You can see here the veins are popping out on his muscles, stuff like that. It's a giant figure. It looks almost like a caricature. It doesn't even look like Stone Cold Steve Austin whatsoever. I'm not really sure what they were going for when they came up with this. Here's an example of Mattel and how wonderful figures have come along. Check this out. Look at that. This is Eric Rowan. Look at that. Look at the beard. Look at the face scan. Look at the outfit. I mean, look at that. The detail that Mattel puts in the figures is remarkable. Now, you're asking yourself, why in the world would I choose to talk about Maximum Sweat figures today? Well, I thought I'd bring up the fact that not every idea WWE has had has always been a winner. The XFL was definitely a fail, and everything that they tried to come up with just didn't really work with that. I won't really go into the XFL that much because we've all heard the story, we've all heard the history of it, and it's kind of a recycled topic by many people anyway. But I would also like to bring up the fact that the other failed venture that they tried to do actually brought Lex Luger into the company afterwards. The WBF, World Bodybuilding Federation. This was Vince's idea of starting his own bodybuilding company. They had competitions, and it failed miserably. Lex Luger actually came from the WBF. I'm not sure if this was Vince's attempt on trying to compete with the Mr. Universe competitions, because we all know Vince is an avid bodybuilder. For being almost 70 years old, he's in excellent shape, which I commend him for. But it was a failed venture. Today's product, I won't really talk about today. This is more of a throwback episode. So, I thought I would bring this up. This is another example of figures that do not look like they're supposed to. This is supposed to be Stone Cold Steve Austin. I understand that it's not that hard. He's bald, he's got a goatee. How could they possibly screw up that action figure? Well, there you go. Look at that face scan. That does not look like him at all. But I will show you this, which is an awesome figure. This is a Jakks Pacific Ministry of Darkness Undertaker. Check that out. I think it looks fantastic. He's got the goatee going on, the facial scan works, he's got the ministry symbol on his stomach, he's got the tattoos on his arms. I thought it looked rather pretty cool. And to get into the Halloween season, I thought I'd bring you guys a little treat. It's Sin Cara! Yes, I know, I'm a big doofus. This is the Sin Cara mask that I was able to pick up. Doesn't fit real well. As you know, Sin Cara basically was replaced by Hunico. Sin Cara was fired, sent back to AAA. Now, I personally did not dislike the guy because they brought him in knowing that he was strictly used to the Lucha Libre style of wrestling. So why would they expect him to be able to... Sorry about this, the chair's acting up. Why would they be able to expect the gentleman to adapt to the wrestling style of America? Granted, Rey Mysterio, a lot of other Lucha guys are a completely different story. This guy was strictly Lucha Libre. So a lot of the American style he was not used to doing. A lot of botches happened, which has actually become a running gag of Sin Cara botch. If something goes wrong on a televised event or anything in particular, it's Sin Cara botched it. You had one job, Sin Cara. It's a running joke. It's kind of funny. I think it all started when his entrance, he would run, he would jump on the trampoline, he would do a flip over the ropes, and he would land in the ring. Apparently that didn't go as well as it should have been, which happens, in wrestling. It is what it is. But today I wanted to talk about, just the Federation years, I'd say probably... early 80s to late 80s, I've always been a really big fan of. As you can tell here, I have the Macho Man Randy Savage vintage shirt on. And I thought I would show you something rather cool. See if I can find this in my magazine collection. Check this out. Royal Rumble 1990. Look at that. Available on video cassette. It's hard to think that VHS is basically gone now. Here's a really cool one. April of 91. Look at that. Basically mint too. It's pretty neat. I think it's pretty cool. But I thought I'd also bring up a topic of, since I'm already basically showing you the magazines, WWF announced a couple of months back that they would no longer be doing the WWF magazine. This one, right here, the October 2014 issue, right here with the shield on it, is the very last issue. It started in 1983. Now, I am rather sad about this due to the fact that I've been a subscriber to this magazine for a very long time. Now, granted, it hasn't been the greatest in the last, 5-6 years. It used to be more informative, had really cool articles. It's not exactly, people really don't read magazines anymore as much as they used to. It's just one of those things that, you gotta move with the times. And They decided to go digital with it, which was fine. There was nothing wrong with that. If they wanted to go digital with it, you could read it on your Kindle or your iPad or whatever device you wanted it on, the computer, anything like that. It's technological advances, and you can't stop it. But what can I say? I'm stuck in the times. I am a big fan of the 1980s, 1990s, 70s, so on and so forth. Wrestling has evolved so much over the years that basically numerous things have happened. I'd have to say that wrestlers have come and go, gimmicks have come and gone, and with everything that happens in the wrestling community, with technology taking over, and technology is a great thing, it's a great tool, but in a way, I absolutely hate the internet wrestling community. They ruin things. They also don't get the big picture when it comes to storylines. Perfect example last night, which this is kind of a spoiler for those who have not watched the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view. Bray Wyatt appeared in the Hell in a Cell during the Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose match, and he attacked Dean Ambrose, and Seth Rollins covered him for the pin, winning the match. Now, I've seen some people who said things like, I don't like the Wyatts, I think it was a dumb idea. Well, see, here's the thing. It did not ruin the match. You got to see the big picture. The big picture is this. Bray Wyatt is a humongous talent. He's got a lot of good future in this company. And they brought him back in a way that could definitely be interesting. A Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt feud. They orchestrated this comeback excellent because we have not seen Bray Wyatt on TV for a while other than the vignettes that he's been running for Luke Harper. So, this is definitely something that I was not expecting, but I am happy about the fact that they did it this way. Now, I'm not insulting the internet wrestling community. They can believe and support whoever they want. That's their right. But when it comes to storylines, don't act like you know what you're talking about. Don't sit there and say things like, oh, well, this guy shouldn't be pushed because of this reason, or this guy shouldn't be pushed because of this reason. Vince McMahon, Triple H, and Stephanie know what they're doing when it comes to either elevating somebody's career, not elevating someone's career. They know the process of doing this. Vince has been doing this for a very long time, and he's bestowed the knowledge to Triple H and Stephanie. So, this basically comes to the topic of stupid wrestling fans. And I don't want to offend anybody, but let me explain this to you. If you yourself have a limited knowledge of the product, that's fine. If you're a casual fan, that is completely fine. I am not a casual fan, and I have the right to that. I am a hardcore fan, have been for many years, very knowledgeable of the product over many, many decades. So, basically, the type of fans that I don't like are the stupid ones. The ones that say things that make absolutely no sense. Oh, I hate the Wyatts. I hated the Shield because they did this. I hate the Authority because it's a story, people. Okay? It's a story. There's supposed to be conflict in wrestling. If there was no conflict, we would have no stories. There's got to be a conflict for the good guy to go against the bad guy. Now, during this reality era, there's a little bit of gray area. Dean Ambrose is not exactly a face, and he's not exactly a heel. He's an in-betweener, which we've had in the past. Stone Cold Steve Austin was an in-betweener. CM Punk was an in-betweener. So, when I hear these ignorant people ruin results for people, ruin shows, chanting stuff during the show, being ignorant, disrespectful towards the wrestlers, other fans, stuff like that. You know, never be disrespectful to another wrestler or fan. These guys travel hundreds of days a year to entertain you. Don't touch them, hit them, throw stuff at them. They are people just like you and I. Yes, they get paid a lot of money to do their job, but that does not give you the right to be disrespectful to them and yell, you know. I mean, you could boo them and tell them they suck, stuff like that. But there's absolutely no reason to take a personal cheap shot at them. I've heard these remarks before, and people say, oh, well, I paid for a ticket, I have every right to say that. No, you don't. I don't think you do. You have no right to be disrespectful to somebody that has nothing to... They didn't do anything to you. They came there to entertain you. So basically, I want to not necessarily cut a promo, so to speak. I'm not a wrestler. I'm Dr. Nick. But let me explain something to the wrestling community in general. When it comes to the love of wrestling, why is it such a stigma for a certain individual to like a certain wrestler, and then other people are like, well, I don't like that guy. Well, that's fine. You have every right not to like that guy. But why do you find it necessary to rag on that person for, oh man, you like John Cena, you like CM Punk, you're an idiot, blah, 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 blah. It's dumb. It really is. I mean, yeah, we give each other crap for it. You know, back in the day especially, you know, are you a Savage fan or are you a Hulk fan when they were feuding during the Mega Powers Collide? So, anyways, this has been Dr. Nick's Toy Time Machine. Follow me on Twitter. Subscribe to the channel. Like the videos. Comment below. Subscribe for more content. Also, Dr. Nick's Toy Time Machine podcast on the great sponsors of mine, the FNX Network, which I will post a link below, the show that I host with my friend Justin Bobby. It's a great show. We talk about all different kinds of wrestling topics, current product, past product. You can suggest things that we can talk about, and you know, pretty much anything's possible on that, just like anything's possible on this channel. Very soon I will be doing some toy hunts. I will be revealing some things that I picked up for free. Yes, I went to go meet somebody for a sale, and the lady basically said, here, I have no use for these. These action figures were my son's. I know you will take care of them, be respectful. Praise on, take them, and I thank that lady. I appreciate it a lot. You know, she didn't have to give them to me for free. They were hers to sell for whatever amount she wanted. But she wanted to be a kind individual and just give them to me, because she knew that I would appreciate it, and you know, I wouldn't try to resell them and make money off of them. You know, I'm a collector. But anyways, this has been Dr. Nick at Dr. Nick's Toy Time Machine, and you have a good one.